all about inspiration. And if you think back, many of you, back to when you were 8 years old, what were you thinking? What were you doing? Well, my guest today was busy writing books. His first book, a book he's called Out of the Box, a series of short stories for people his age and his generation and older. He insists this is only his first. In fact, he's already working on his second. He did this when he was in class 3 at Kilimani Junior Academy. It was launched by former President Mwai Kibaki. He's been rubbing shoulders with just about anyone who's anyone. And I keep wondering, what's an 8-year-old writing about? He's got lots of thoughts and dreams and visions and things he wants to be when he grows up. This is going to be one of those Thursdays where you're going to think twice about what you are doing, not just at 8, but maybe even right now. My Twitter handle is at Koinange Jeff. He's not old enough to have a Twitter handle, so we'll share it. The hashtag is JKL. On the bench today, Ngure Matu Ndiritu.
Hello, Mr. Jeff Koinange.
Hello, hello. Not many people call me Mr. Man. How you doing?
I'm good, and you?
So you're done with class 3, right?
Yes.
You go to class 4?
Yes.
And you've written your first book?
Yes.
You know what I was doing when I was 8?
No.
I don't either. I had no clue. Smart kid.
Thank you.
What made you write this book?
Well, I was at first writing just short stories for the fantasy of the printer, number 1, and number 2.
The fantasy of the printer. Okay.
And then for my parents and friends to read it. And then a few years later, now still doing the same thing over and over again.
So you wrote this 3 years ago? Oh.
3
or started writing?
Started writing.
So that means you were like 4 or 5 years old? Come on.
I was going to my dad's office.
You're kidding, right?
As usual. No, I'm not kidding. I'm going to my dad's office. I had nothing to do, and there was a computer that was used basically by me. I was the only person that used it mostly.
And what were you writing? I mean, what were you thinking of writing, and for who?
I was thinking. I found an adventure that I've maybe done like the day before that day. I write it down, I print it. It was basically for printing. It was an excuse to print.
And then all of a sudden, your dad convinces you that there's, you could put together a series of short stories.
Yes.
And who came up with this title?
Out of the Box. We thought it would be inside the box, but they thought because I was thinking out of the box, and because that book is very extraordinary because it was made by an 8-year-old. Well, now I'm 9, so a 9-year-old, they should call it Out of the Box.
Yeah.
Because I think out of the box.
You did? And we all saw you at your launch with former president?
Yes.
How was that?
That was really, really fun.
What did you say? How did you get him there anyway? He hardly shows up at any functions. How did you get him?
I asked him face to face with my dad.
You
and
kidding?
my brother. No, I'm not kidding.
Maybe that's what we should do. Ask him face to face, right?
So I tried it, and it worked.
And he said yes.
He asked a few questions about the book. We answered the questions. He agreed to come. Yes.
And he showed up.
Yes, he did.
Did he read the book?
Right on time, yes.
He's read the book?
I'm thinking.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So, you're working on another one already?
Yes I am.
You're not wasting time?
I'm not wasting time. I'm supposed to write 100 books by 2030. Wow.
100? Are you kidding me?
No.
So what's the next one about?
It's about animals only. Now like real animals, like mythical creatures, and now I'm working on one of the chameleons. I'm working on like how do you tell by the age, breeding season, where they go during breeding season, what they eat.
You're 9. How do you know about a chameleon's breeding season?
I watch a lot of nature shows with my father. That's why.
I used to watch a lot of football shows out there. What do the kids in your class think of you, man? Do they think you're some nerd?
No.
What do they think?
I think I'm a really good guy. Number one, I've written a book. So I don't think they can call me a nerd.
I mean, you were telling me earlier on, you're the governor of class 3. You're the Evans Kidera of class 3. Is that what you are? What does that mean?
Well, it means if there's any case, I'm the one to sort it. And if it's too big for me to sort, I hand it over to the teacher. As usual, I keep the class quiet. If there's any problem in a class when I'm not there, there's a senator in each. There are four classes of class 3. So there's each and every senator that gives me intel. If there's a case, that senator tells me on their free time, I can deal with that case.
Who's the senator in your class?
He's called Jason Mageto, and today was his birthday.
Is that right? So he gives you intel?
He gives me intel. Like if I've gone to the washroom and somebody starts screaming, he'll tell me.
How does a 9-year-old know what intel is? I mean, what are they teaching you people these days?
I just get education a lot. I don't know from where.
Yeah. How many senators do you have?
There are 4 senators of mine.
In each class? In each class?
Yes.
Do you have MPs? Do you have women reps?
Women reps were about to, but just gave up on that.
Yeah.
Just completely.
Yeah, so did the rest of the country, for that matter, but that's another story. So, how is the book doing, by the way, since you launched it?
Well, it's been doing very good. Very many people have bought it. And there's still more in the school.
Do people stop you in the streets? They stop you and say, hey, man, that's the 8-year-old kid author.
Sometimes.
How does that feel?
Feels good. Like even sometimes in the supermarket, I'm shopping for eggs and then I just hear, are you the one who wrote a book? So I'm like, yes I am. And I'm shopping for eggs. So please.
Leave me alone. That's what you're trying to say, right? Leave me alone. Do they want to take selfies with you? With your eggs?
Yes, they do.
How does that feel, though? I mean, but you know, you must feel famous. You must feel...
At 9, being known almost all over Kenya. That's a dream for me.
You have an older brother, you know that? How does he feel? Is he a little jealous of you?
No. Not even incy-wincy.
Come on, a little bit. He's not as famous. What does he think of you? What does Big Brother think?
He thinks I'm a really good kid.
Yeah? And your parents?
My parents, same thing. I'm a really good kid. And they're really proud of me.
Really? They don't think you're a little weird?
No, they don't. There's even some support from Canada.
You have support from Canada? Who's in Canada?
My sister. She's called Sarah.
Oh, okay. Okay. She's number 1. She's
number one. She's, when after the book launch, she was tweeting and Facebooking my mom and WhatsApping my mom, saying congrats to me, hi to me, all those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel a lot of pressure now? I mean, obviously you don't, because you say you're going to write 100 books by the year 2030.
I'll be 30 years old by then.
Oh, that's right. You'll be 30.
I did the math a few days ago.
Clearly you did really well. What do your classmates think, other than you've written a book? Do they think you're bossy? Do they think you're a little, a little different, special, they call it?
Special, teensy bit, but not more than them.
Yeah?
We're all special 100%. In fact, 1,000,000%.
We're all special.
All
What do you
of
want to be
us.
when you grow up, Ngure?
I want to be a pilot. If that fails, president
Of what?
of Kenya.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding.
Is it true you told President Uhuru Kenyatta that to his face? What do you tell him?
I told him I'd like to be like you when I grow up. And he said, that's okay. Then he told me one day I can go to his house for tea.
He told you that? Have you been?
No, not yet.
You going?
I think so.
You told him to his face you want his job.
I was with my dad too. Little shoulder support.
You didn't get arrested?
No, I did not.
You didn't go
I
to
just passed through
committee?
the whole government. Shwee!
No, come on. And you walked up to him and told him this?
He literally stopped with the whole crowd. He stopped with the whole crowd to talk to me. He had hugged me. He literally called me little man. I didn't know what was happening. Then I remember, okay. So before he was a president, because before he was a president, he used to know me, my brother, my dad, my mom, those people.
Yeah.
We used to sometimes meet him in some functions.
Right.
And sometimes in his office with my dad.
That's before he became president. And
When he has become president, he remembered. He remembered.
called you a little man. And you told him, I want your job.
And he said, why not? Because seriously, why not?
Would you really want his job? Really? Why?
Because I'd like to lead. Leading's kind of my thing.
Leading what?
Leading is kind of my thing.
Leading is your thing. I thought it was writing books.
There are many things, there are many careers that are my thing. But right now it's writing books.
Yeah? And where did the pilot thing come from?
That came from, there are two nature shows. There's National Geographic and then there's National Geographic Wild. Wild is the animals and Geographic is where one of my favorite shows, which is air crash investigation shows. And I watched a teensy weensy bit before I came here.
Tonight. And this is part of your inspiration to become a pilot.
It shows me like if the cause of the crash is pilot error, I know, please, I can't betray so many people in just a plane. I just safely take it down. If it's engineering error, there is a handbook on what to do. Plus, if you try to say something in secret, there is something recording your every move and your every word. If you can try and whisper, it can still hear you. It's called the black box. That's the black box. It blinks. So if a plane crashes, it could be easy for them to find it, and it's kept safely. So it can stay in water for a very long time.
Yeah.
Not that long.
You know what always surprised me, huh? They call it a black box, but it's actually orange.
It's orange and a little bit of silver. I don't know why it's called a black box.
It makes you think, huh?
But there's black inside. So that's how I get it. It's a black box. Because there's black inside, but there's orange outside.
Yeah. And you're 9 years old and you're thinking black box. You know, I worked in an airplane once, huh? But I never made it to the cockpit. I was back there. Yeah. You're not really interested in that, are you?
I am. In fact, we had gone to Mombasa with Jumbo Jet, and when we had landed, I literally went all the way to the cockpit. The other kids, I had gone with them.
And
We
did
had
you
said
enter?
hi. Yes, we did.
Did you sit in the seat?
No. Because they are still sitting there. We had said hi. I told them I want to be a pilot when I grow up. They said okay.
Yeah.
And I said, then they said, then the first officer said, you should work hard if you want to be like us.
Do you
And I
always
said,
walk
okay.
into places and say, I want this job? Is that what you do? You walked up to the president, you say you want his job. walked into a cockpit, you say, I want this guy's job? How come you haven't said you want my job?
Well, I have to be inspired by you first. That's why I should be watching your show every Thursday.
Yeah, but it's a little late for you, man. You know, you're only 9. Except tonight, since you're out of school. Right?
Yeah.
So next year you're class 4.
Yes.
How different is that from class 3?
Not so different. Just it's like the same. It's like the same thing we've learned, but now more specific, in a better way. You learn it in class 3, it becomes in one way. In class 4, it's the harder way. KCPE, it's the hardest way. There's even, you see, in class 3, you can learn about small things like let's say how to take care of your eyes. Then they learn what to use to take care of your eyes.
And then? Are you still going to be the governor?
Well, we did nominations, so people are voting, and then on December, I even wanted to ask my parents to help me make my campaigning speech 1 and 2 posters. You know, because the last time for class 3, I went with a handwritten campaign.
Okay.
I said it. I went to another class, I said, another class, I said, another class, I said. The next day, I'm governor.
You won? With a handwritten note?
With a handwritten
So why do you want a speech from your dad? I mean, you already got this thing down packed. I mean, you don't need help now. You need help?
But posters, I need help.
What kind of posters?
Posters, they have my picture, they say vote for me for class 4 governor. When I reach class 8, which is in 4 years from next year. Now I'm going to, you know, this it's still going to go on for a very long time. So now I'm going to find out, you know, governor of even class 5, class 6, class 7. And imagine, that's what I want to be. Then class 8, there's no governor. There's president and deputy president.
You're kidding. Come on. What's your slogan going to be? Haki yetu? I mean, what are you thinking?
Vote for me. You know what I mean, jelly bean? I got that from you.
You got that from me? You're a smart kid, man. You're like a sponge, you know. You absorb everything.
Thank you.
Honestly. But obviously, this leadership is serious business for you, huh? I mean, you wanna take it all the way. But you gotta be prepared to lose sometimes. You know that? You ready to lose sometime? Or you have to be governor throughout?
Well, if God will grant my wish once, He can grant my wish 8 times.
Oh, la-di-da to you. Okay, so second book is Animal Planet. What's the third one?
Third one, I have no idea. After the launch of the Animal Planet is when I'll be working on the third one. First of all, I work on the title. Title is the first thing that we'll get, not the last thing. Illustrations, you don't even need to draw. You just need to find pictures of the animals, of the specific animals that are on the specific page.
What's your favorite subject?
Science.
Obviously. Smart kid, aren't you? I hate you, you know that?
Why?
Goodness. You're too smart. You know what I was doing when I was 8?
No.
Neither do I. Ngure Matu Ndiritu. Good grief. What a smart kid. Love him. He's going to be president one day. As soon as he's done with governor and all those other things in little baby school. You're a cool kid, you know that?
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Such a spirit, such energy. This is the future, right? I've looked into the future. And the future looks good. Keep tweeting at Koinange Jeff. You're gonna get a Twitter handle when you grow up, right? But your mother follows me, right?
I hope so.
She'd better. At Koinange Jeff, the hashtag is JKL. My goodness! Inspiration Thursday is all about inspiring a whole nation, in particular, a generation of 9-year-olds. Don't even touch that remote control. Jeff Koinange Live will be back.
In a short time. Do not leave your seats until JKL Live comes to a complete stop.
Yeah, you need a lot of work on that, don't worry. My job is not threatened. Back in a moment.